Cool. Welcome.
Thanks. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, for sure. I like your headset with the glowy cat ears. That's cool.
Uh, I had it on hand, figured, you know what, why not?
Oh, good. Yeah, I love when people use headsets and mics because it's the sound is way better.
Yeah, agreed. Completely agreed.
Hmm. Your background looks cool. What do you got? A bunch of stuffed animals and fluffies and plushies and
Female, what can I say?
I like it. I got a
I'm on the Squishmallow train. I'm on it. Yes.
what?
I can. Like, it's a giant squishy. How can you not love it?
I know,
You
right?
get to cuddle it.
You know these you've seen those long pillows? They're like for your couch or maybe like your bed or whatever, but they're super long and
Oh,
they look
yeah.
like they're like a dog pillow, but people use them like to wrap up in and kind of cuddle with.
I have one of a baguette.
Do you?
Yes, I love bread.
Oh shit, okay. Nice. That's cool. So your Discord name is Miku Miku? Is that right?
It wasn't taken, so I took it.
What is Miku Miku? It sounds like an anime character.
It's actually a idol in Japan. It's actually a holographic idol. So all of her
Oh,
shows, all of her concerts, it's actually all done through holograms, and she herself is a hologram, and her name is Hatsune Miku. And so I just figured, you know what? Low-key, I really like her. She's cool. It's something a lot of people don't really know about. It's not super mainstream.
yeah.
So,
That sounds awesome. Okay. Hell yeah. I'll have to check that out. So she does all her concerts in like a she just projects.
well, she is a projection. Her entire persona is a projection.
Holy shit.
So
Oh,
all of her
that's
shows are
wild.
really like this really fancy technology, I guess is the best way I can describe it. It's like
Yeah.
lasers and all of that stuff. And most of the reason you'd go is mostly just because the visuals of it is just so trippy and amazing.
Yeah. That is wild. I definitely need to research some of that stuff because that sounds cool as hell. Yeah, so and your Instagram is May, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hell yeah. Is that your name or your call
Yeah,
sign?
so so call sign is Booky. It's short for Bush Wookie.
Oh,
As
nice.
strange as it sounds, but yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah. Because it looks like your Instagram is, or at least the one I follow, or the one I message you through, is it's mostly like your personal one, but then you've
Yeah.
got a couple of recent airsoft pictures in there.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've been doing airsoft for maybe 3 years now,
Okay.
three, maybe going on four, something like that. My brother got me into it and then met a bunch of people through it. Ended up becoming just my circle of friends, and they just said, "Hey, we're doing a group. You know what? Why not?"
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. And you got a really cool looking suit on there. I want to bring up the screen. I want to share the screen and show it too, if you don't mind. On your Instagram, you're playing like what is it? A unicorn outfit?
It was our Halloween game. Yeah. There was a couple of us dressed up as unicorns, so if you were just looking at the other team, it was just you'd just see a random group of unicorns just rampaging at you.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. So a bunch of people dressed up like them.
Yeah, it was actually very fun.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's cool. Now what gun are you shooting right there?
That one, okay, that one is before I upgraded her, actually. That turned HBA. That was
Oh,
my, it's not the ARP9, it's the 5.56, I think. The
okay.
the the M4 version of it.
Gotcha. G and
Yeah.
G.
Yeah. Threw a jack in it, upgraded as much as I could, and now it's just HBA, DMR, sit in the back, snack and attack.
Nice. Oh my gosh. Okay. It sounds like I don't want to be on the opposite side of the field as you.
You won't see me is the main thing. You'll see my gun because the tip is kind of sparkly. It's
Yeah.
that rainbow aluminum kind of effect on it.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see that, but you may not see me.
And what was this one here?
Renaissance Fair.
Oh,
Always
cool.
gotta go every year. You'll see titties, you'll see ass, you'll see everything.
I'm all in. I'm all in. You convinced me. Okay, you twist my arm. Dang it.
I mean, titties and ass, I can't say much more. You just go.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you gotta say. We're going. We're getting a group. We're going. Now, where's this at? Out
Absolutely.
in by Chicago somewhere?
It is. I think it's actually right on the border of of Illinois and Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Um, Bristol, I think.
Mm,
Yeah,
nice. Oh
but
yeah.
they do it every year. It's actually a huge, huge thing. Thousands of people show up. A bunch of people dress up. I mean, I saw a guy dressed as a banana. I saw a guy dressed as a corn dog. Seen people that actually do like the guy behind us. That's a dude cosplaying as the gargoyle. It's not actually a statue. So
Oh my God, that's a real person.
yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. Very cool. Now, have you done that for a while? How'd you get into that?
Um, it was just something fun to do. I went when I was younger, and then now it's just a reason to dress up and drink.
Yeah, right.
So
That's
can't
cool.
really pass it up. Great people watching.
Yeah, that's good. Hell yeah. Awesome. Let's get out of here. Figure out what I'm doing. There we go. Here we go. Do you have a light in front of you or your screen? Do you
Uh,
have your computer screen on?
yeah, I probably have the brightness super low.
Oh, dude.
Let's see if my
It's
non-technological self can figure this out.
you're doing good. It's
Thanks.
just so dark that it's real grainy. There you go. That's better. Now you can see you. So, so I met you through just recently through Instagram. Airsoft Mike. I mean
Yep.
Airsoft Dad. Mike, the Mike version of Airsoft Dad. There's two of them that I talked to, so and they're both in that same area, and Mike and Scott. So the first one I talked with, um, you commented on one of the posts I did, I think or maybe that he did, and I saw you through there.
Probably. It sounds like something I do.
Yeah, and I and I followed you
I
and
mean,
hit you
he's
up.
been talking y'all up. He's been, nothing but good words. So,
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, he's a good guy. Hell yeah.
most definitely, he's our airsoft daddy.
Now, when was he already at the field when you started playing there, or did he come after?
No, he actually showed up maybe a year or two after me with
Okay.
his son too. And, you know, one of our friends just kept on trying to get him to go on the field, at least put a vest on and just watch. You don't have to play.
Yeah,
Finally agreed. Then finally agreed to play. And now kind of more into it than his son almost.
that's what it sounds like. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
Well, you know
but
what's weird is I did the same similar thing. You know, I'm doing this. So technically, I'm kind of more into airsoft than my sons, who got me into it, basically. So yeah, I've seen that happen before,
yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like it's for everybody. Why not?
right? Now, do you play more than your brother?
No, I definitely take the winter break.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, holidays, all that shit. I'm just like, you know what? It's too cold. I'd rather hibernate and snack, watch Netflix. That's it. And then when the nicer weather comes around, I'll occasionally make an appearance in the winter. Nicer weather rolls around, they're almost every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I can't do the cold either. Heck with that, dude. I do not. like to go out in the cold. These guys have been talking. The last handful of people I've talked with, they're like, "Are you going to this event?" I'm like, "Is it like in spring? Because I'm not going anything until especially outside of this state. But I'll go to something in South Carolina in March, like end of March. I'm going to Stonebreaker, but it's warmed up by then. But
Oh yeah.
anywhere else, this guy, I've talked to a couple people. They're doing an event at the end of February up in Pennsylvania, and I'm like, bro, are you kidding? No, fucking snow. I'm not going up there. No, thanks. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I will say I'm looking forward to March because we have our Red Dawn season opener coming up, and
Oh shit.
although it's a shit show, it's entertaining.
Yeah, no kidding. Where is that the what field is that again? What's your home field?
Home field is PBX. Yeah,
Okay.
they're a paintball place, but then Sundays they let the airsofters come in and play all their games, and then
Wreak
the
havoc.
occasional, blops or black ops.
Mm.
Not so much there recently. They've just had a little too much issues, too much shit going down where I'm just like, eh,
Full
eh.
autoing and swinging at each other with their
I mean,
guns.
I've been called out for being a female there.
Called
Like,
out.
yeah,
Like
like, oh, why don't you
what do they
have to
say?
pay? So they have a rule there, females don't pay for admission. And I imagine that's just so that they can try and get more females to come play, which I
Right.
get. I get it.
Yeah.
It's a male-dominated hobby.
Yeah.
But I've had guys that are literally like, well, why doesn't she have to pay? Why do I have to pay? What the fuck is this? And it's like,
Yeah.
I offered them money. They didn't take it. They gave
Right.
me a wristband.
Yeah, that's not your fault. Shit. That's the field owner or whatever who's running the field.
A lot of catcalling there too. Just a lot of unwanted attention.
Well, I mean, that's just
Airsoft, I get it. It's bound to happen, but it's more obvious there than it is at
yeah.
other fields.
Oh, okay. Do you think it's the age group? Are there a lot of more younger players
No,
there?
I've had like 6-year-olds catcall me there. Not
6 year
gonna
olds.
60.
Oh, 60. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
but then
Bro.
with like my stature, I'm super, I'm petite. I'm really short.
Yeah.
I've had like 14-year-olds come up on the field and try and hit on me, and it's just
Sure.
like, no, jailbait, go away. I
They
can't.
said they were 17 or 18, okay? You didn't know. It's all right.
It's like, no, just, oh, you can't even sit down and have a beer with me. No, well, legally.
Exactly. Hey, you come down to the South. It's like it's fair game, okay? People down here, they start dating it. Friends of ours, they're our age now. They're older now, but they had their first child when they were both 15. They're still together, and they're in their late 40s. It's very common. I think this. I don't know what it is about the South, but it's just you've heard the cliches of the South.
Everyone has.
Uh huh.
Everyone has.
Oh yeah. I had someone
Absolutely.
on. It was like I don't know, 7 months ago or 6 months ago or something last year. I had somebody on in the UK from the UK, and they were talking about this. Somebody got banned from the field. They had done something wrong. Then they on the field, but then they found out, and I guess all him and all their friends were like freaking out about this guy because he was 20 and he was dating a 17-year-old or something like that. It was something similar. And I was like, and what what's wrong with that? Like, I don't get it. Like, I mean, I could see like a 50-year-old, that's with a 15 or 16-year-old, but and he's talking, I'm going, and he said it like it was this big deal, and I go, what? Wait, what? Did I miss something? Like what? And he's like, no, dude, that is horrible. I was like, what? 17? Why? Why is that? I mean, the dude's only 20. That's only 3 year difference. Like, what? I don't get it. So I said, and I told him the same thing. I was like, bro, you come to the South, that is super common. Like, no big deal at all, you know? So,
And that small of an age gap is pretty common in the
right.
US. I just want to say, like,
Oh
that
yeah, for
small of
sure.
an age gap where it's like, oh, you met in high school. He's 18 and she's 16, something like
Right.
that.
Yep.
Or 20 and, 17. Like, it's more acceptable here.
Yeah. No kidding. So so you go to the field. You don't have to pay to play. You just bring your own gear and walk in and start shooting these dudes that are already pissed off at you because you didn't have to pay and they did. Okay.
Yep.
Um, and then and so I'm guessing. Are you like the only one of the only girls there playing?
Yes. At
So
that specific field, they have
yeah.
little to no females show up ever.
Okay.
And, I just have to. I think the funniest thing that someone threatened me with there was it was literally just a couple feet away, maybe 20, 30 feet away. He's blind firing. He's not even hitting me. He's like, call your hit, call your hit. It's like, I would if you hit me, dude. You're dropping, just so you know, you're dropping. Aim up. Maybe that was probably not the right choice of words at the moment in that situation. But after that, he said, call your effing hit, or I will come over there and I will sit on you.
That doesn't make any sense. What is
Right?
sitting on you gonna do? What the fuck?
Right?
Was he fat or something? Like is sitting on you gonna
I
squish you or
mean,
something? I don't know.
he was a big boy. He was husky. And, at that point, remove yourself from the situation. Go have a smoke or whatever, buy your shit. Just remove yourself from it because for all you know, maybe they will. And again, small, chunk size. Don't want anything happening. Walked away from the situation and I said, F off Beluga. And it's like, okay, time to go.
Oh Jesus.
Time to go push the other side of the field.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't
But
understand.
yeah,
I just don't get it.
don't go
I
to
don't get
that
it.
field much anymore. Don't go to that field too
So the
much
way I grew
anymore.
up, I have two sisters. Um, my parents, both my parents, my dad especially, taught me how to be a gentleman, and that is, how to treat ladies. Okay, and I have my mom and my two sisters, in the house, and and that's how I learned. I have older sister, younger sister, but I mean, most of my friends during that time too, their parents taught them the same way, and it's not demeaning or anything. Everyone's equal. It's fine. It's just, hey, have good manners, have respect for everybody. Don't talk down to people, no matter what they are. Okay, it doesn't matter. So that all of these things with these teenagers nowadays, I don't know, are they confused as to how to treat people because of the videos they watch, or maybe the parenting is not, or like the parents aren't teaching them, hey, this is how treat somebody with respect. I don't get it.
I mean, my personal opinion on it, others may not agree with me on it,
Yeah,
but personally, from what I've seen, because I grew up in a very traditional household. Dad was the breadwinner, mom stayed home with the four kids.
yeah,
And unfortunately, throughout the years, throughout the generations, it just seems like the gentleman culture has diminished.
mm,
It seems very rare to find a young 20 something year old and under man
yeah,
who has that gentleman, courteous, that even has that in them or was, I'm not going to say trained, but, grew up with it or
yeah.
something
You
like that.
teach manners. Yeah.
Right. And I'm definitely going to say it's due to the social media and all the shit that's
Mm,
out there. And I mean, come on. We all look at
yeah.
it, we laugh at it, but there's some
Sure.
people that actually take it a little too seriously.
Yeah, I know, right? Um, I found a handful of people when I talk with them on here, the younger guys, like they don't know how to refer to women. And I'm going, like, what's your hesitation? I don't like they feel, I think they, I don't, I'm guessing. I feel like they think they're going to get in trouble. And I'm like, dude, just be yourself. Like, it's so simple. It's so fucking simple. Okay. Don't be a fucking dick. like to anyone. How about that? That's it. Like guys or girls, it doesn't matter. We can all hang out, be the same. Okay, um, it's no big deal. It's no big deal.
Easier said than done, apparently.
I guess it's so weird. But yeah, I think those videos that go around where they show like uh, somebody getting mad because somebody held the door for him, like at the store or coming out of the gas station, whatever, that goes viral, and that doesn't happen in normal life. That's a very, 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 very small percentage of things that happen, and I mean, it doesn't. Guys or girls, like women hold the door for me when I'm about to walk in. Like it's a very normal thing. To the store,
Manners.
to the gas. Yeah, it's good manners. Like, bro. Yes. So yeah, there's some confusion for sure. But when you go to the field, and this is a common thing. I've talked to a lot of girl airsofters throughout not just in America, other countries and stuff, and it's the same everywhere. They have the same, silly issues or whatever. And I really think the guys that do that the most, um, obviously the younger, if they're teenagers, there's okay, they haven't learned yet or whatever, adjusted yet. I don't know. But adults that do that is
Yeah.
what confuses me. The 25-year-old, I'm like, bro, you're not a kid. You're a fucking adult. Um, and you haven't learned yet? Like what? So I hear a lot of these stories and I'm really confused because I'm like, okay, I don't know why it's so hard. Just fucking be good, man. Be cool. Okay, be cool. It's fine. So, uh,
It's like I said, it's all lost. It's a generation of just lost.
yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad. Well, we have three boys and two girls, and my wife and I taught all of our kids good manners. I taught my boys how to be gentlemen and chivalry, that kind of thing. Like, you know, not chauvinistic, but respectful. You know,
Right.
there's a difference. So, and that's how they are. But yeah, it's just strange to me. So you go to the field now. If you're the only girl and you're not paying, you probably want to be the only girl there and keep it that way because if you get 100 girls, or whatever, 20 girls going there, then now they're going to say, oh, now y'all can start paying now that we got a bunch of girls here. So you're like, hell no, I want
No.
this free shit, okay?
If a shit ton of girls came, I would support it
You
120%
shut your
because
mouth.
then
No,
we
you
can
wouldn't.
show half those guys how to actually play.
Uh-huh.
Same.
You would stand at the door and be like, you better get out, girl. I want to keep this thing free.
The only female that I thought that I was like, you shouldn't be here, that I saw at that field was she maybe looked 17,
Yeah.
maybe 18 or 19, but young.
Hmm.
And she was in booty shorts.
Yeah.
And she had a shitty little Lancer Tactical.
Oh,
And
she
she
was
was,
playing in booty shorts.
yes,
Woo.
in like if it's summer, like I'll wear booty shorts under my tactical pants so that afterwards, after the game during lunch, whatever, I can be in shorts. But
Yeah.
I would not wear that on field. She
Right.
was wearing that on field, and then she was asking me, why are they all aiming for my legs and my ass? I'm like,
Duh. Oh, that's funny.
so that was probably the one female I was just like, honey, you probably
Bring
should have just
pants.
gone to the mall with your friends today.
Oh, that's funny. Well, she learned a lesson if she got, a bunch of welts on her legs because that shit hurts.
She looked like she had chicken pox on her legs. I'm
Uh
not
huh.
gonna lie.
Right.
I felt kind of bad, but again, you did it to yourself. You knew what airsoft was coming in through the door.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Getting,
it's probably her first time.
yeah, but either way, it's airsoft. You know things are gonna be shot at you. Why would you expose more skin?
She wants to look good on the field. Now, 90% of airsoft is looking good, okay?
It's all about the aesthetic.
There you go. Exactly.
Hey, you gotta have the Gucci guns on field.
Right? Hell yeah. So, I saw you had a picture on your Instagram that was of you dancing. Do you take dance lessons, or is it was it
Used
just a?
to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I was younger, I did a lot of ballroom dance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you get into that? That's kind of different for younger people to get into.
There was a studio close by. They had a special going on. Why not try it out? Ended up being fun. Eh, stuck
Oh,
with it
that's
for a
cool.
couple of years and then moved on.
Yeah. When you go to something like that, did you just go there by yourself, or did you have a friend go with you?
Usually by myself. That type of
Really?
thing. I just, yeah, I don't know why.
So you're not shy at all. You're just like, hey, I'm just gonna go in here and try this shit, and I don't need a dance partner. They'll show me what to do.
Exactly. They're paid to
Okay.
do that. So
Right. I mean, but most people would not, start something like that on their own, by themselves.
I needed something to do that was fun. It
Hell yeah.
was something to do. It ended up being fun. And you get to dress up for it sometimes. And that's fun as a female.
Right. Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. Good deal.
But yeah, if anything, I'd say I probably traded in those dance shoes for real steel now.
I saw your last post on Instagram. You're in an indoor range shooting a real gun.
Yeah, yeah. It was my buddy's AK.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I recently myself acquired a staccato pistol. So
What? Okay. So how long you been shooting real guns?
not long at all, but it's
Yeah.
something that you know what I can do airsoft. Before airsoft, I did archery. Before archery, I did knife throwing. I can aim, so this
Damn.
shouldn't be too much of an issue.
What the hell? You're fucking Black Widow over here, okay? Jesus.
I'm too
Fucking
lazy for that shit. Hell no.
You're- no, no, no. You're like the MI5, spy shit. You're like the ballroom dancer, right? Like the female James Bond shit. Okay, you can dance, you can throw knives, you can shoot a bow and arrow, you can shoot AKs apparently, and now you can shoot, pistols. Do you do karate, judo, some kind of martial arts stuff, fighting?
I used to do martial arts. I did
See,
taekwondo when I was a lot younger.
Jesus. So when that guy says, "I'll come over there and sit on you," you're like, "Pfft, okay, dude."
I'm the type of girl that my father does not say, treat my baby with respect. He says, yeah, good luck getting respect out of her.
Nice. It's
It's the way
funny.
every father should be with their daughter.
Yeah, for
At,
real.
at least I think.
Well, I taught my girls the same thing. Like, you are, don't expect to be treated any different as far as, catered to just because you're female. Um,
Oh, yeah, no.
yeah, and that's, earn your own stuff, like make your own life. And then if you find somebody to hang out with, to be with, that you like being with, then cool, but at least you can be independent on your own. Because, when I was growing up, and of course, before that, it was, the teaching was that, hey, or and the expectation too was, the girls would, after high school, they're looking for a guy to get with, to get married. They want to get married. They want to get married. And that's not a bad thing, except that a lot of them aren't being taught, back then they weren't being taught to be independent first, like you don't have to rely on somebody to be you, like to have fun in life. Like go be independent, and then if you hang with somebody, it's cool, and it works out better, in the long run for both of you
And
because
yeah, independence
mutual,
is required in a relationship.
for sure. Yep.
If you don't have it, you're going to be part of the large percentage in the US that gets divorced.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because when you have mutual respect in a relationship, that goes a long way. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
So you said you had, I think you said you had three siblings. You're one of four.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am the youngest. I am the only daughter. I've got three older brothers.
Oh shit. Okay. You're the baby of the family. Daddy's little girl.
Uh, Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Are you still close with your parents?
Oh,
Relationship?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Good.
Couldn't couldn't go anywhere in life without them.
Yeah. Are they from Japan? Do they come over from Japan?
No, they're from the US.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. They well, I saw in your thing with the was it the Japanese flag you had on there? On your Instagram, I
Wow.
think you had a flag on there.
Oh, that's the Chinese flag. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Is that your heritage
Yeah.
from China? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Good deal.
100% made in China.
Have you gone over there to visit at all?
Too much shit going down here, too much shit going down there, just
Yeah.
too much happening. There's way too much happening. Like, personally, I'm from a smaller province, a way smaller town. They're having issues in the big cities, which is then naturally a domino effect
Mm,
into the farmer city, country town.
yeah.
Just too much happening, too many people not being able to get back to the US once they come,
Oh, wow.
just, you know, even here, it's like, eh, I'd rather not go into a large crowd,
Yeah.
you know? And it's the same idea with it is with me going and visiting China. I'd rather
Yeah.
not go back to China. There's huge crowds there, and
Mm,
there's too much government stuff happening that is total other topic. Not gonna get into it.
yeah.
But it trickles down to the US too, because,
Mm,
the US sees that China is not doing great in certain areas.
hmm.
Plus, it doesn't help with all the shit that's happening with Asians now. I
Yeah.
mean, I
What
think there
is?
was there was like three shootings recently, all
Okay.
over Lunar New Year week.
I don't. So to explain a little bit, I don't. I'm confused because I don't watch the news. I am completely oblivious to what's going on in the world. Honestly, like unless it's really big, like okay, who
Yeah.
won the election? Got it. Okay, and I'll see a couple things here and there of the memes or whatever, but anything else, like I don't know anything about the Russian war going on with
Yeah,
Ukraine.
no.
I know that it's going on, but I don't know details. I don't know any. I didn't know China was having any issues right now, to be honest.
Yeah, COVID is still a huge thing there. Even though it's supposedly, cleared up, they're
Yeah.
still having giant things where I think what was it, a couple months ago, there was a viral video sent out of them locking a bunch of shoppers in China in a Costco because there was a contaminants issue or something, and
Oh,
they
okay.
were literally held prisoner in a Costco for like 72 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then
Well, at
they're
least they
doing the
had
same
supplies.
thing. Yeah, they're doing the same thing to people that live in like those giant apartment complexes. They're shutting
Yeah.
down the apartment complexes to where
Oh.
the people are locked in their apartments. They literally can't leave their apartments. So
Oh,
there's
that's
been
wild.
stories of people jumping out of their apartments. There's been stories of people trying to build ladders to climb down from their apartments, people throwing help me signs, that type of shit. And it's
Holy
like,
shit.
no, I'm gonna stay here. I'm okay.
I did not know that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
look, yeah, I
honestly,
don't I don't mean to ask prying questions. I didn't
yeah,
know.
no.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm the same way as you when it comes to all the politics in the government. I
Right.
personally don't know what's going on with like the Russian and the Ukrainian war. I don't know what's happening there. The
Yeah.
only reason I know this stuff is just because, heritage-wise,
Right.
some of the stuff I follow, like on my social media, it just tends to pop up and then I see it and, maybe I'll Google it and then that week's
Sure.
you know, all of their stories and their intel about it pops up and I read a little bit, maybe like 2 minutes worth,
Yeah.
and then I just know. And it's like, okay, great. And that's how I knew that all those shootings happened. the past week.
Yeah.
It just popped up and I'm like, okay. And then the next day, oh, another one. Next day, oh, great, a third one.
Jesus, what is when did that start? Do you know anything about why what happened with this? Like when did it start being a bad thing you're Asian here? I don't understand.
I don't know. A
Yeah.
lot of people think that it's COVID because, it came from China and then you
Oh,
look
okay.
Asian, you're,
That's
you
so
know,
dumb.
but
You're a carrier.
it, it's like, yeah,
Jesus.
honestly, I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, anti-Asian hate, anti-hate, blah, blah, blah. It's just one of those things where I'm like, oh, well, that kind of sucks that there's a target put out, but there's crimes committed every single day against every single minority, every
Sure.
single race. So just because this one gets highlighted in the news doesn't diminish the fact that it's happening other places to other people to other races. It
True.
just means that this one happened to be the juiciest, or they thought it'd get
Mm,
the most views or reads or whatever.
yeah. Gotcha. That's so weird. Yeah. Yeah. It's so before I started working, like a little over 2 years ago, I was still stuck in the house and everything, and I uh, I was watching all the fucking news. Like I just, I was doing a bunch of different things, the YouTube channels and a couple different YouTube channels, and then just trying to fill my time with, stuff, and then I was watching all this shit that was just popping up everywhere, the conspiracy stuff, and oh my god, I felt like 100 pounds on my shoulders, it was just so bad. And I just cut it off completely. I had to cut it off completely. I don't do well with it. Honestly, I'm not one of those people. I have friends that are like this. They can watch all that shit going on all over the world, anywhere, whatever, like all this stuff, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go out and drink?" Like, or "Hey, you want to go bowling?" Like it's just it's and they can even talk about it and not get angry. And I can't do it. So I had to just like, it's done.
Yep. There's a reason most of my feed is cute cat videos and cute puppy videos.
Right. Feel
I don't
good.
want to see the news. I just want the happy serotonin.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah. I know there's a balance between, knowing a little bit about what's going on and also keeping a distance on some of the BS that just keeps recirculating to keep everybody, pissed off and shit or whatever. But it's, yeah, yeah, who knows? But it's so weird because when you shut it off, and I've said this before on the podcast, when you shut it off, and I challenged some people I was talking with, I was like, just shut it off for like 2 weeks. You will be amazed at how different you feel. And I said, just shut it off and just pay attention to your daily life. So when you go to the store, when you go to the gas station, you go to work, whatever, and you come home, it's like all these different places, the majority of your experiences or interactions with people are going to be positive. Like I said, you walk out of the gas station and you hold the door for somebody, they say thank you. When you walk in, somebody's holding the door for you that's already walking in, you say thank you. They're like, yeah, no problem. It's just that's what you see in front of you happening in real life. But if you watch all that shit on your phone all the time, you'd think, you're about to fucking get, killed and jumped, and somebody's not, they're going to hold the door shut. They're going to slam the door on you. Like they're not going to, like be
Then you get the
courteous or
paranoia.
right. For real. Hell yeah.
It's like, nope, I'd rather just focus day to day. If something good happens, awesome. If something bad happens, uh, maybe I'll
Yeah.
dwell on it for 5 seconds. After that, really doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. No shit. Yep. Hell yeah. So you said you got into airsoft from your brother, and
Yeah, he invited me one weekend, decided to go, ended up sticking with it.
yeah, hell yeah. Now, do you have a group of friends there that you meet up with? And
Oh yeah, definitely. We
okay,
have our little group of people that are there almost every single week. sit with
Yeah,
them at lunch, almost try and get on the same team as them, that type of stuff.
that's cool. Nice. Now, have you been to a bigger, like a mill sim or anything outdoors and stuff?
Yeah, that's what Red Dawn is. It's actually the
Cool.
season opener for Milsims in our area.
Yeah,
So I've gone to that probably twice. I think this year will be my thrice. It'll be my third time going.
yeah.
Um, like I said before, since it's a season opener, it tends to be a shit show, but it's fun. Everybody's there. You park there with all your buddies, you get tables, and, you know, uh, the guys bring grills. Everybody brings, potluck style stuff. And
Oh,
then
that's
throughout
cool.
the day or afterwards, we'll grill food up. We'll just hang out. You can walk off the field anytime you feel like it. Can't complain about it.
Yeah, that's
Aside
cool.
from the shit show, but that's to
Yeah,
be expected.
what is the shit show? Is it just kind of disorganized because people don't really know what's going on yet?
Super disorganized.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
no organization. Effort, it's not really there though.
Oh shit. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I've heard about these events where they kind of end up like that, where the gameplay itself is not like people aren't really clear about the rule, not the rules, but maybe the objectives and shit. And
Yeah,
like, where are we going? What are we doing? Everyone's just kind of standing around like, what? What do we do?
right. You get some good gameplay out of it. You get some shitty gameplay where at that
Hmm.
point, go walk off the field, hang out with some people. There's
Yeah,
almost always somebody out there. So,
yeah, right. Yeah, the mill sims I went to as press pass whatever. They were the first one was 700 people there. The last one was close to the same, like 500, 600. And when I would go back to our campsite or whatever, it was always like some of these teams would bring people that really didn't want to play. They might play for the first 2 hours, but then they come back and they start getting all the food right. Like they're the cook.
oh,
They're grilling, getting everything set out, and they got like some of these setups, man. These some of these guys bring like their RVs with a big canopy that
yeah.
pops out. They got like a whole fucking kitchen out here. They could, like a master chef going on with all this stuff. It's pretty cool to see.
It's a fun time. I mean, I don't really go for the gameplay, and to be honest, because it's disorganized and you have a lot of newer people that don't call hits, that don't know what to do, that,
Mm.
you know, randomly start bothering you. But I go because it's the community, it's the community
Right.
that's there. The overall community is pretty okay. And then my group of friends are all there, and it's just, you know what? We're all hanging out, we're all chilling. Haven't seen you in 2 months, haven't seen you in 6 months. It's just like
Mm.
big hangout. Can't complain.
That's cool. Yeah. Is that the biggest event you're looking forward to, or is it the event you're looking forward to this year, or do you have another one you're going to that's you're more excited about?
Another one that's supposed to be run a little bit more smoothly that
Mm.
I'm probably more looking forward to just because you get more of the Milsim experience, Not that that's something that I focus on, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my guns is hot pink with a sparkly tip,
Oh
so
shit. Okay.
definitely not into the whole Milsim aspect of it, but it's definitely entertaining to see all of it, as well as just the gameplay ends up being sometimes a lot more better than open play.
Mm. Okay. That's good. Now that's these mill sims or bigger events. They're still at that same field hosts it or whatever.
They are mostly put on by the same store, the same company, but they
Gotcha.
usually use like a bunch of just different locations throughout Illinois. I think the surrounding states kind of, and then I know
Yeah.
that they do like a Florida game and stuff like that as well.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's wild.
definitely not gonna do like a Florida game. That I don't want to travel with that stuff unless it's for open play, to be honest.
Yeah. I hear you. What's the farthest? Have you gone out of state to play like an event?
No, I haven't had the opportunity to, unfortunately.
Okay.
If I was given the opportunity, if it wasn't like a actual plane ride to get there, if it was maybe just
Right.
a road trip type deal, then absolutely, I'd probably jump at the chance to go. It's just
Yeah.
flying with that type of stuff. Doesn't make me nervous, but I would rather, like fly to California without stuff, buy stuff at like maybe the e-bike store or something, and then fly back with that just because it's
Yeah.
easier. It's brand new, it's in a box.
I hear you. Yeah. Maybe borrow some, just rentals or whatever. If you go out some to another state and play, this has come up a lot where people are
I
talking
will
about,
never.
yeah,
I'd
they're
never
talking
do a
about
rental.
flying.
I'd never do a rental.
Why?
Because I worked for an airsoft company and I know what rentals look like. I did refing for them and I worked for their actual store
Oh
and
shit.
I know what those rentals look like. I will never, ever willingly use a rental provided
They
by a
shoot
field.
fine.
No, they shoot. Yeah, they do that. Not fine.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Now,
But
when
no,
did you? How did you
honestly.
get into working for one of the fields?
I was playing the company that actually is, I guess, my home field. They actually are
Yeah.
through PBX. They rent out time there on Sundays so that they can put on the airsoft stuff. So it's
Right.
not technically like PBX themselves, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But the owner approached me. I needed a job, offered me to do reffing. I did reffing for probably a year or so, year and a half. Hated it,
Mm,
absolutely hated it.
really?
And then I started working for the store. Hated it. Absolutely hated it.
What?
Quit that, and now I work for a I work for a dog food company.
Oh shit. Okay. What did you hate about working in the store? Did you run the counter, like selling stuff or ringing
I
people up?
did sales and shipping, and I
Okay.
just never again. Unfortunately, since it is a male-dominated hobby, you do tend to get those types of guys that come in that think females know nothing about airsoft at all, and they'll give you
Isn't
that
that true though?
impression to a degree.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's one of those things where I'm just like, okay, dude, I wouldn't be working here
Yeah.
if I didn't know what I was talking about.
Right.
Is kind of where I'm at. I think that that was common sense, but it wasn't oftentimes. So a handful of transactions I handed off to the guys that worked
Yeah.
there. I was like, I'm not gonna put up with this. I'm gonna
Right.
go and snack in the back.
Well, the girl I talked with in California, callsign Blue, she works for a retail, a airsoft company, and same thing. She'll get people all the time. She had,
Yep.
same thing. Can I talk to
Yep.
somebody that actually knows about airsoft?
Oh yeah, heard about everything, but then you also get those couple of golden customers that actually really treat you with a lot of respect and actually take what you're saying and apply it
Hmm.
and actually learn from it, and they don't second guess you. And they just, you get a handful of customers like that and
Yeah.
it kind of makes it worth it. Not really,
Hmm.
but you meet a lot of cool people too. So,
Right. Yeah, that's good.
uh, would never go back ever. It wasn't just
Yeah.
the customers, it was the management. Like,
Oh, I
just
gotcha.
everything was just disorganized, and you can
Yeah.
only live with that for so long.
Yeah. When I moved here, me and my wife moved here with our kids 15 years ago, and the first 3 years I lived here, I worked or I ran a GameStop. So I was taking over a store from a guy who was uh, he was going to open up a new store. So they had I was training to run that store. I ran that store for 3 years. Well, then when I first got there, he was the kind of person that like the back room was a fucking tornado mess. I mean, a mess. Like it looked like a hoarder, kind of where you just had a little path to go out the back door for the emergency exit. And the thing was, there were shelves built on the walls, for all their inventory and shit. Uh, and I hate that. I fucking hate that disorganizing, and he had his own system that he knew where shit was. So he trained me for a few months. The first thing I did was organize the desk because there was piles of like this high, like from the just piles of papers, and nothing was organized. When you'd get a call from management, whoever, district manager or somebody, you'd have to go find some papers. And I'm like, bro, there's a file cabinet. It's not being used. So he could find shit. But when he's not there, I'm fucked. So anyway, as soon as he left to take over the other store, I I went in off the clock and fucking just remodeled this whole thing, like reorganized this whole back room because I could not stand it. I couldn't stand it. And there was shit in there that just shouldn't have been there. They found games that were missing from like inventory, that they wrote off for, that were, oh yeah, we didn't know that. We didn't even had that game. It was funny. But anyway, yeah. So I know what you mean with the retail stuff. If you don't have good management, it can be kind of shitty.
Yeah, it can be a great store,
Yeah.
but if the management's shitty, it's not a store you want to work at.
Yeah, and the other thing too is when it gets busy, when it gets like around Christmas time or any kind of time where it's real busy or hectic, that's where the breakdown happens, because that's where if like the scheduling, if somebody's not good at scheduling, if somebody's not good at managing or all the books or whatever, and when it's slow, like, oh yeah, you can keep up with it because it's not crazy. As soon as you get a rush like Christmas or whatever, it's no, all that shit falls apart. People are spazzing out. People are calling off. It's yeah, it's fucked. Yeah, I hear you. Well, luckily, you moved on to a better place, which is what are you doing now? You said dog food.
Yeah, so now I do inventory management for like 30 or 40 different stores that
Oh wow.
we own, that we run, and just make orders for them, talk with the vendors, make sure everything's settled, and basically everything is through the computer screen and I don't have to talk to people.
Oh
So
shit.
that's a big plus, to be honest.
Right? Oh, that's cool.
Little to
Okay.
no social interaction. Honestly, work from home most days.
Yeah.
Just it's a big plus.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Now, did you go to school for something like that?
No, so my school is weird. I have not finished my college yet, my
Okay.
associates.
Yeah.
I'm like a class or two away.
Mm,
And when I was working, I was in the downtown Chicago area. I was living there for a while, in an apartment, and then
yeah.
COVID hit, and obviously everything shut down,
Right.
including school. And I said, fuck it, and took my losses, got as much of a refund as I could from the school, and just focused on working. And honestly, it really hasn't hurt me not having a degree at all.
Uh-uh. No, I mean this is if any time, I think this is the one time in the last or more recent history, I think, coming out of COVID, where companies are hurting so bad to find people that if you are like, you don't have to really be, I'm not saying you are not a go-getter, but you don't really have to be that good at that many things to kind of stand out from the crowd. Like,
Oh yeah.
be dependable and show up and kind of say what do what you say, and be punctual or whatever. And bro, you're in. It's like, it's not fucking hard. And they'll teach you most things that, like whatever, kind of fill in. because most systems, even if you did that similar type of job somewhere else and had that history, their system's going to be a little different. They're going to they're still going to have to train you, and they just need somebody that's going to be there that they can depend on. Like, hey, we start at 8 o'clock every day. Okay, I can be there. It's whatever. But
Right.
a
At
lot of
this
people
point, it
can't do that.
boils down to that and just,
Yeah,
if you have past experience.
yeah.
If oftentimes they'll veto the degree if you just have experience in the job.
Hmm.
And I mean, that's what they did in my case. They said, okay, you don't need a degree because you have the experience. I've been working
Right.
different jobs since I was like 14, I want to say.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where I've done a lot of things, done a lot of different jobs, restaurant work, retail, reffing, as a side gig.
Hmm.
And there's like, okay, you have experience with all these different systems, you can do that and that, so we see no issue with hiring you.
Right. Oh, that's good. Well, it sounds like you're happy there.
Oh, most definitely.
Hmm. That really helps when you're at a job like what you were talking about before, somewhere that you really dread going to. That's one of the worst feelings because it's such a big part of our lives. Our jobs, like working or whatever. And
And I mean, in all reality, your job, you're never going to want to go to it every single day.
no,
It's never going to be a thing that you always enjoy.
right,
But if you could at least get a job that you don't dread, you're on a good path.
exactly, right. Yeah, I've seen this with business owners too, like guys that, especially in construction, guys that own their own business. They're like contractors, whatever, and especially concrete guys that work in concrete, bro. They are, they got giant meat hands. They're out there in the cold. This is up in Cleveland, Ohio, when I first started construction, and these guys been doing it like 25, 30 years. It's a small company. It's just them. The one guy that started it and like five other dudes. Maybe one of them's his son or something, and they fucking just hate it. And they're like, I mean, they're so used to it. They're just, they're not pissed off all the time. They're just out there getting getting shit done. But when when there's, you stop for lunch or something and they start talking, it's like, oh, I fucking hate this shit. Just want to get out of this and sell this thing and just, oh yeah. So even if you own a business, no matter what, if you're just, if it's not for you, then look for something else. Yeah. That is, and I think a lot of guys, a lot of people coming out of high school, they get so stressed out about what am I going to do? What kind of work am I going to do? Like, especially too if they have a lot of family pressure, pressure
Oh,
from their
yeah.
parents, because maybe they're in high school, maybe they're working like, typical high school jobs like Chick-fil-A or a retail store or something like that, and now what do I move on to? Like, because then they'll get the comment, 2 years after high school, you're gonna keep working at Chick-fil-A for 20 years or whatever. Like, dude, it's not 20 years, okay? It's fine. It's gonna be okay.
They have time. They're young, still young. No,
Yes.
got time.
Oh, in your family, were your parents big on, like, kind of strict on getting an education, going to college and that kind of thing?
Kind of. I mean, meh. Like, personally,
Yeah.
I'm super dyslexic. And
Oh, okay.
to be honest, they didn't know that until kind of recently. They're
Yeah.
finally like, "Oh my gosh, you're dyslexic." Like, yeah, I know. There's a
Yeah.
reason I didn't pass a couple of classes. And to be honest, I think my saving graces was that my brothers were even worse at school than I was.
Oh, good. So you didn't
So
really, yeah.
so I wasn't the biggest disappointment. at the
Yeah,
moment at that
right.
time. It worked out.
That's yeah, that's how our boys, well, we had, like I said, we had three boys, two girls, and the boys were just, as far as everything else outside of grades, outside of homework, outside of, the school thing was easier because there were no drama. They do their shit, I'd have to tell them to do their chores, whatever, that's fine. But there was no drama. They're quiet, they keep to themselves, they're fine. Our girls, you know, just not really, quiet. There's like, there's, the hormonal thing, man. Like when you start going through puberty, people, it is, it's a lot of change. And then of course all the friendship stuff at school and the frenemies and, and so it was, yeah, it
Yeah.
was funny. But the
Everything
boys
is the end of
they
the
didn't do
world.
shit with school. Yeah, they did horrible at their grades, but the girls did great with their grades compared to the boys.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, you know what? It's common, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
But
for
it's
sure.
not anything to do with, their ability or their
No,
intelligence, to be honest. A
no.
lot of it is just self-motivation.
It's being bored, man. School sucks. School's
Oh,
horrible.
absolutely.
The way you're getting taught and what you're getting taught is so old school, like old, old, old. Like it hasn't changed in I don't know how many 100 years or something. Like it's super fucking old. And the what they're teaching is fucking boring. Okay. And it doesn't apply to everyday life. So it's
Nope.
so weird. Yeah.
No, I have to respect teachers. They have a very difficult job.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
No, I know I couldn't do it.
Now you have one brother that took you to airsoft. Now, how about the other two? Do they show interest in it?
Well, the oldest is off, lives in Indiana with his wife, his new baby. He's doing his own thing with his life. And then the other brother, the youngest of the oldest brothers, kind of likes airsoft, not like super, super into it, but I I think he's gonna go to the Milsom this year to Red Dawn with us, so
Oh,
that's that'll be fun.
yeah, that's cool. Okay. Is does he live close to you guys? He stays in the area and hangs
Oh
out and
yeah.
all that. Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah. Everybody's based central.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we have four of our kids are right around us within like 20 minutes or so. And then our oldest daughter, she's in Utah. So we're in South Carolina. She's in Utah. And so she went in the Air Force actually for 4 years.
Oh,
And then she met her husband in the Air Force. And then they got out and he got a job in Utah. So they're out there. So we're actually going out there sometime after summer this year.
oh,
We went there
that
last year.
sounds.
We went there like fucking three times or four times or something. And
Oh wow.
yeah, and my wife was talking about when are we going again? I'm like, dude, we went there like so many times. Calm down, okay? Like, oh yeah. So, but yeah, we're
They're
gonna go there.
babies. She can't calm
Oh, I
down.
know, I know.
Once a mama bear, always a mama bear.
Well, plus, so last year our youngest daughter, she's 21. She got married and moved out. So she's there's no kids here. They all moved out over the last 2 years. So, uh, it's like, who can we go see now? Like but what helps is one of my sons, has two kids. He lives, 20 minutes away and, we have them over all the time. They're, 4 and 2 and a boy and
Oh,
or a girl and a boy. The girl's 4, Aviana. And, so we watch them all the time and they'll spend the night. We'll have them spend the night and everything. So, she gets that kind of her baby fix and being around the kids and stuff, so it helps.
okay, so she's
Yeah,
not completely empty nested.
right, right. Yeah, it works out pretty good. So Hell yeah. Okay. Now, are you into gaming at all? Playing video
Nope.
games? How dare you? How
Nope.
dare you?
My vision is not good enough for that.
Really?
No, for me, it's because of the lights and the fast movement.
Oh,
For me, I have an eye thing. The
yeah.
nerves behind my eyes are really, for some reason, damaged and just not good.
Really?
Like, yeah, like basically an elderly person's nerves back there.
Oh shit.
So I try to not look at anything like that. Like, I don't, yeah, I try to not like drive at night because of the lights and all of that.
Oh,
So it's
right.
just one of those things.
Do you have to wear contacts or glasses or anything?
Glasses, yeah, and contacts. I use both, which
Yeah.
obviously it's way better with them, but I don't like wearing them all the time because the more you wear them, the more you depend on them, the worse your
Yeah.
eyes get faster. So,
Oh, okay.
or at least
Yeah,
that's what I've
that's.
been told.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, playing airsoft, do you wear your contacts when you play?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I have to.
Yeah, dude. The masks and stuff where now dye masks are pretty good. Dye masks are pretty
Oh
good
yeah.
about it, about going over glasses and not fogging up and stuff too much. But yeah, that's always an issue, when somebody. It's so weird to me that we have all this medical technology and we don't have a decent, accessible way to fix our eyes. Like most places when you're growing up, right? Most places have uh, dental plans that are really good. Like you go to the dentist, you barely pay that hardly anything to get your teeth fixed, right? And for your eyes, like there's no real, oh, well, we give you contacts or we give you glasses. Like, bro, what if I don't want either? What's the next thing? It's like laser, LASIK or whatever. And it seems to be like I thought when LASIK came out years ago, like a long time ago, that it would be so perfected now that it would be a norm. Like, oh, okay, well, we won't give you glasses. We'll get you, yeah, your eyes are good enough to, like, you're good. We'll
Healthcare
we'll get you.
sucks in the US.
It really does.
Healthcare is shit in the
It really
US.
is.
If
It's like so far
insurances
behind.
actually covered everything, or if stuff was lowered in price to an actual accessible price, then there would be so much less health issues at least.
Right. It's so
I'm
weird.
not
Yeah.
saying, go take all the pills, but if, insulin, for example, was lowered in price or something like
Yeah.
that, it's like that would be huge for so many people. They'd be able
Right.
to live their lives more, just better quality.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so there are certain ones I understand. I guess like if somebody causes something to themselves, it's a little different. But something you're born with, you can't help, or accidents, right?
Right.
Um, car wreck or something, traumatic that happens. You don't know. Yeah, it's out of your control. It's like, dude, what? Why don't we have better options for, like, people walk around blind. People walk around with fucking don't have, insulin when they're, it's such a weird thing.
Even just having a baby in the US is
Yeah.
gonna just bankrupt some people, to be honest, if they
Oh
don't have
yeah.
insurance or something, or if the insurance doesn't cover a lot, or it's bad insurance,
Right.
you were paying like just thousands on thousands of dollars
Well, you know what
just
they
to
do
give
now?
birth.
So they do now where if you have medical bills, outstanding medical bills, your state tax, like when you do your tax returns, your state tax, if you're going to get $800 back or $1,000 back from the state, they'll take it and put it towards the medical. It's fucking crazy. Yeah,
Stupid. It's
it's
so
so weird.
stupid. It's funny because the other countries laugh at the US's healthcare system. Like, they
Yeah,
do. It's just so behind compared to them, even though US is so up to date in
Affluent,
so many other areas.
right? That's the weird thing too is we have a lot of smart people running a lot of smart things and inventing a lot of smart things and coming up with different ideas for things. But I feel like the whole government structure, like how to, it's just very archaic. It's still fucking old as hell. Like it takes forever to get something done. There's so much bureaucracy and red tape and to go through things. You can't just, it's such a,
Oh, you should see what it takes just to get citizenship here.
really,
I'm still in the process.
no shit.
Like,
Did
it's
you
just
come
one
over
of
as a
those
baby?
things.
Like, you were really young? When did you guys
Yeah,
come
as a
over?
baby.
Yeah.
So I came over when I was two, I want to, two,
Yeah.
around two, maybe a little bit younger.
Mm-hmm.
And it was before they passed the law that abolished the previous law, which
Oh.
was naturalization after a certain
Mm-hmm.
amount, or, that type of thing. And then they passed a new law in 2005, 2006, I don't know, that affected that, except since I was here before that new law was in place, technically it does not affect me.
Mm.
However, all the hoops they require you to jump through to prove it, to talk to different people, all the paperwork, it's just absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm. That's really unfortunate because, like, I understand there should be a process to do, something to go through to get. But, bro, can you give me a fucking test or something? Like, here, study this, take this test. Um, I mean, obviously, if you came here, you like the country. If somebody came here, I understand there's people are going to be like, oh, well, what about somebody that is like a spy? They have bad intentions when they get here. I get it. There's a very small percentage of people that are going to do that.
Plenty of
Um,
US citizens that have bad intentions.
right. So it's yeah, it is a weird thing to become a citizen. My one of my sons, who's actually on our YouTube channel, Coltrane, he just got married last year to a, lady that's from Colombia. She's been here for 2 years and been in the States for 2 years, and she's doing the same thing. It is such a hard, long, it's just crazy process, and she's so there. My son learned Spanish from her, from well, really from Google Translate, to be honest, because when they first met at their job, he didn't know any Spanish. She didn't know any English. And I said, well, how do you guys talk? He's like, oh, you just kind of, Google Translate or like, body language. And I was like, oh, yeah. So he's learned a lot of Spanish. She's still learning English. And she has to go through these classes or whatever to try to get, citizenship. And that's part of the bureaucracy, the paperwork stuff that really needs to be updated. And I feel like there's enough politicians, there's enough people in place to change that, to make those changes.
Absolutely.
They're just not doing it. It's like who that kind of shit really bothers me because it's like when you drive down the road and you see the city workers working on the roads, they're fucking slow as shit, okay? They're always slow as shit. Like I don't know what it is about when somebody gets into a government job. Why are they so fucking slow? Like they don't want to work at all. Like, dude, Jesus.
It's stupid. The process is stupid.
Yeah.
Everything is just I shouldn't say stupid. It's just more drawn out than necessary. Like technically I have all the documentation and everything and I am a citizen. It's just they require a ceremony for that. You have to go downtown for
What?
that. And it's like I have, everything that's required. Can't you just why do I have to come
Just
downtown to an official
email me
building
that
to
shit,
do a
okay? I'll print it off.
Exactly, I'll do e-sign. I don't.
Right.
I don't want to come down there and have to waste half a day, a whole day doing that shit. And to be honest, I just don't want to go to downtown Chicago.
No.
Period.
Nobody wants to go downtown wherever they live. Like the only reason my wife and I we live in Simpsonville, South Carolina. It's so Greenville is kind of the closest bigger city in South Carolina for us. And we go down there. It's nice to go down there when we're going out partying. We want to go drink or whatever, hang out with people. We go downtown. They got a nice setup. It's really pretty, and sometimes they close the street off, but it's not too busy. You know what I mean? It's almost getting there, but it's not too busy. So you don't wait, very long. Like traffic ain't too bad. You go down, uh, even when there's an event, you're only going to sit in traffic for maybe 15, 20 minutes to get to a place where you can park and get out and start walking around the closed off street, where all the party is. So it's not too bad yet. There's a lot of people still coming to South Carolina for different jobs and factories that have opened up or whatever. Michelin expanded and all that kind of shit. But so there is more traffic than there was, 10 years ago. But it's not terrible yet. But nobody really wants to go downtown to the fucking courthouse or to the government offices. Nobody wants to go down there. You can't park anywhere. You got to park in a parking garage. It's shit. You have to walk forever to get to the thing. You have to bring all these different papers and shit, and then stand in line forever, which is a pain in the ass. So
As goofy as it sounds, it's very inconveniencing. And as idiotic of a reason that is, it's only because the entire process in and of itself was so long and drawn out that I see no need to go and do that.
right. Well, is there anything right now in your life that you would have to have that? Like, is there anything
No,
stopping you? Not really, right?
it's really just one of those things where come and do it when, you know, it's just one of those check mark check
Yeah,
mark basically that you have to do, which I get it, but this couldn't have happened when we were at here the last time finishing documents.
yeah. That's
This can't
wild.
be done over Zoom.
For real. Well, you know who got it right recently is are some of the car insurance companies. So like Progressive. My wife and I have that, and you pull it up on your phone. Like you don't have to have a
Oh
paper
yeah.
card. You don't have to have a physical hard copy. You don't have to go anywhere. You just they just email you. You just log
Oh,
in,
yeah.
and you got the shit. Like I got pulled over a couple months ago, and I'm like, I just pull it up on my phone. Like here you go. Like it's right there. Can we just move to that with our ID? Like, why do I need a fucking ID? I hate carrying a wallet. I don't need a wallet. That's me. And I just have my ID on my phone. I don't need anything else. Yeah,
I mean, as far as my knowledge goes, I think still, at least here in Illinois, it's illegal to use a picture of your license for like a drink at a bar or something or whatever.
yeah,
Or certain cities have certain ordinances or their city laws where that's illegal to do. And it's one of those things where I'm like, it's a picture of my ID. It looks like me. It's clearly me. I just don't have it physically on me.
right.
And I just want a glass of wine.
Yeah, the drinking thing's funny too. Now in China, do they have the age restriction thing for alcohol like we do?
Eh, Depends on where you are, to be honest. If
Oh,
you're in a
okay.
smaller province, like a farm city, you can be 11-year-old Johnny going to pick up a beer for grandpa
Mm, that's good.
versus, a giant city where depending on the club you go to, some of them may ask you for an ID, some of them may not. Some of them may pick and choose which customers they ask for an ID. Like,
Gotcha.
here in Chicago's Chinatown, when I was living around that area for a short amount of time, the bars and clubs that I would go to there never ID'd me, never ID'd any of my Asian friends, would always ID my white friends, Hispanic friend,
Really?
whoever, always. But they would always just like, no, you guys can go out. Let me see your ID. It's like, okay.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, but you know how America has the like the whole our country is 21 to drink or whatever. Is there a thing like that in China? Like where the country law is you
I'm
can't.
honestly not up to date enough to tell you an
Oh,
accurate
okay.
answer.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, cuz I think the was it the UK? I think theirs is 16 or maybe
Theirs
18.
is
No, maybe it's
like,
18. Yeah.
yeah, theirs is decently young, and I'm just thinking, well, to be
Right.
honest, here in the US, 18-year-olds are drinking too.
For sure. I was drinking I was 16. Dude, like it was
Right.
uh, you
It's
know, yeah.
like
Now,
it's
when I
gonna
was a
happen.
teenager, it was the drinking age hasn't changed yet, so it was still 18. But um, I think it changed soon after, somewhere around when I was a teenager. But yeah, nobody listens to that shit, bro.
No,
Anyway,
but everyone finds a loophole, a way,
yeah,
a middleman, whatever.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Well, cool. Hey, listen, it's been awesome, getting to meet you and have you on. Um, what So, for a new player, especially a female, what kind of advice do you have for somebody that's out there? She's going to show up to the field by herself, just like you did, or, not by herself, but the only girl at the field. Um, she doesn't have a gun, so she's going to do a rental. So, what is your advice to this person?
Don't get angry, don't get emotional, don't wear booty shorts, and have fun.
I love it. I love it. And what kind of gun? What's the best starter gun to recommend for somebody new?
Um, Honestly, something as simple as a G&G 2.0 combat is that simple. You can upgrade the shit out of it, and it shoots decent right out of the box as long as you're not an idiot.
Yeah, right. Don't open it up and try to do stupid shit to it if you don't know
Right.
what you're
Don't
doing.
full auto for 15, 20 seconds going on. Like you're gonna break something.
Right. I hear you. Well, I appreciate you, May. Thank you for being on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
All right, see you. Bye.